Hey, this is part 4 of my first time home buyers course. Now, if you've gotten this far in the process, you've chosen a realtor, you've been pre-approved, you've educated yourself on the market, it's time to start actively looking for a house and making an offer. That's what we're going to cover right now. I'm eddiepoole with Keller Williams Realty. Hopefully, if you've gotten to this point, your agent has now set you up on some auto notify emails. Those are emails that are sent to you as listings come on the market. That way you get alerts and you know today the house down on the corner just came on the market. We need to go look at it. And you can also be checking out some other sites. Some people like the Zillow site, some people like Redfin. The one thing about some of those sites is they don't update as quickly with information as your agent may get them. They also may be showing homes that are already under contract as being active, but your agent can help you out with that. The key is good communication with your agent. Now, the criteria for those auto notify emails that you might receive could include things like the price, the geography, maybe the neighborhoods, maybe the school zone. You might want to include that it has to have a 2-car garage. You'd have to decide what things are most important to you. I just want to encourage you, don't be too stringent with your criteria. Just put the most important things down and kind of be open about the other things. You don't want to miss the perfect house because the criteria was too tight. Now, some areas and some price ranges are really competitive. Now, in those cases, you need to call your agent as soon as you find out that the home that you want to look at is on the market. You want to beat everybody else there, or at least get there at the same time as them. You don't want to delay because somebody else could come in behind you in a competitive market and go ahead and purchase the home and you never even get a chance to look at it. So it's important to go quickly. It's important to have a full-time agent, by the way, too, that can go quickly for you. And once you find that home and you make an offer, there are several things to consider while you're making the offer. Now, your agent can help you with all that. Now, normally closings around here are about 30 days out. That might be important to the seller that they go 60 days out or maybe even a shorter period. You'd have to talk to your agent, talk to your lender about that. But sometimes it could give you an advantage if you go 60 days out, for example, if the seller feels like they need to still find a home for themselves. That'll give them more time, and if you can be flexible, that could give you maybe a leg up on somebody that says, no, we have to close in 30 days. Everything's negotiable in a real estate deal. You also need to talk to your agent about how much earnest money that you'll be putting down. Earnest money is a security deposit that's held in an escrow account that gives the seller confidence that you're serious about buying their home. You're not going to be wasting their time. The buyer decides how much earnest money that he or she wants to put down for the house, and I encourage you to consult with your real estate agent to find out what's appropriate in those different cases. You'll get your money back at closing as long as everything goes through the contingency period and you go all the way through closing. It'll be credited to your account so you can use it as a down payment or for closing costs when closing comes around. Now, if you go through all the contingency periods that we'll talk about later, if you get through all that and you get a week before closing and you decide, no, I just don't want to buy the house, then the seller, in that case, would get to keep your earnest money. A few other things that you could ask for on the contract, you could ask the seller to provide a home warranty. Around here, those run usually around $600, something like that. And like I said, everything's negotiable. The seller may or may not want to provide that for you. There's also a place in the Tennessee real estate contract that asks you what you want to remain with the property. Now, it's normal for the stove to remain. It's normal for the dishwasher to remain. About 50% of the time, the buyers will ask for the refrigerator, and the refrigerator will remain. You can ask for just about anything, but your lender won't like it if you ask for the couch or the St. Bernard. So keep it within reason, usually just appliances and things like that. There's also a section on the Tennessee real estate contract that asks, what do you want to not remain? Now, if there's a trash pile in the backyard, that would be appropriate to put the trash pile. We don't want that to remain. You need to remove it. Also, I normally put personal items because you don't want all the personal items left, things that the seller just didn't want, that just left it as a gift for you. And now you have to dispose of it. So the main thing is just don't get too crazy about what you want to stay. There's also a place to tell the seller when you want to hear back. Now, you want to give a reasonable amount of time. You don't want to be too crazy and give them a week because other people will come in behind you. But you want to give them enough time to be able to consider the offer and get the paperwork back to you. So there are several things to consider when you're making an offer to some sellers. And your agent is trained, he has experience to walk you through each step of the way. Now, with my people, I encourage them to ask any questions that they have. No question is dumb. Only the questions that you don't ask are dumb. So it's important to me that my buyers understand the process and understand what they're getting into. And I want it to be a good experience for them, and I don't want them to have any surprises. So ask questions of your realtor. Hey, I appreciate you watching this section of my First Time Home Buyers course. Let me know if I can help you. In part 5 of the First Time Home Buyers course, I explain the contingency periods. What does that mean and what are they? Thanks for watching.